This video is all about a day in the life of a professional ghostwriter. If this seems of interest to you, then definitely like this video. Subscribe to this channel where I talk about all things writing, whether it's to my fellow ghostwriters or emerging authors. You definitely want to tap into this channel, so subscribe for me, please. And then at the end of the video, please, if you got some value, don't be gatekeeping. Go ahead and share it with someone. I'll give you a second to go ahead and do that, and then we'll get into the video. All right, thank you so much. So once again, I don't know if I introduced myself, but I am Lynette Renee Dovey. I'm an Amazon bestselling ghostwriter, and I just love talking about all things writing. And so a few videos ago, I talked about how ghostwriting is a side hustle that you need in your life in 2025. And so now I want to talk about what it's like day to day for me as a professional ghostwriter. So before I begin with that, I want to talk about how grateful I am for ghostwriting, because if you've watched any of my videos before, then you may be familiar with the fact that I am a trained professional actor and storyteller. So that's what I went to school for. But when I got out of school, I noticed, I was like, this acting thing, it's no joke. Hundreds of people trying to get a handful of different roles, and it just wasn't, fulfilling for me. Now, if it's your dream to be a professional actor, go for it. I'm not here to step on anyone's dream. It just wasn't the right path for me. So ghostwriting was just such an amazing segue to use the skills of storytelling and to also do it on my terms. And that's why I wanted to do this video, a day in the life of an entrepreneur who is, has their own writing firm, also works in another different capacity. I'll tell you all about it. But it's just so vitally important to me that people understand the power that is in entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is just such a gift. I just can't, talk about it enough. It's something I'm very passionate about. So my day starts, I guess I should start there. My day begins with a gratitude moment. It's grateful to be able to even have my own company and to be on this beautiful yet challenging journey that I have embarked on and that I'm currently on. So I always spend a few minutes, at least 10 to 15 minutes meditating at the top of the day, because I think it was Denzel Washington who said something. He was like, you need a special moment for yourself at the beginning of the day before you share yourself with others. Oof. And I truly believe in that. So I start with some meditation, some prayer, some gratitude, because there are people who wish they were alive still and they're not. So I'm just very gracious for this moment, every moment that I can begin the day anew. After I do my meditation and my gratitude, then I hydrate, because we can't do nothing without water. We got to get the brain flowing, got to get the body regulated and ready for the day. And so I get some hydration. I like to have a full glass of water with some pink Himalayan sea salt in it, because I feel like the salt gives me some electrolytes and I just feel refreshed and I'm just ready to go. So that's step number 2. Then after that, I kind of look at what my day entails. So I keep a schedule. I have a Remarkable, and let me know if you want me to do a video about the Remarkable paper tablet. It to me has helped revolutionize my productivity, my writing, which we'll talk about later, because I believe in writing every single day. As a professional writer, you should, not just for money, but also just for the practice of it. But anyway, so I get on my Remarkable, I look at what my day is going to be. So once I look at the day, then I go ahead and get started with my first task. So like as mentioned in the other video, when I was talking about AI, I've been working on an AI project off and on for a year, and I find it to be so instrumental in helping me with my writing skills with regards to judging and kind of looking at the responses from the AI model. Once again, that's why I'm not threatened by AI, because I see it and I see it as a long way to go. I can't really talk that much about the project because I am under a non-disclosure agreement, but I work on that and we're going through a reorganization right now. So there's a lot of different changes. And so there's some downtime, and whenever some downtime presents itself, I always take advantage. And that brings me to the next thing I do in my day. I always get a workout in Monday through Friday. I find that being disciplined with my workout has made me be disciplined with my business, because being healthy is a lifestyle choice. That's a decision that I've had to make. And for different reasons that I've talked about in other videos, it's something that I have to do. It's not an optional thing. It's mandatory for me, because I'm literally fighting to prolong my life against some, hereditary things that I have going on. So I work out, I lift weights. It depends on the day. I'll probably lift weights and walk during that day and also go for a jog. Either one, I just really like to be active. And again, it helps with me understanding, like with my business, if I can go through and be consistent and disciplined with a workout, then the business stuff is of no consequence. It's easy. It's light work, because working out and staying in shape is no joke. So after I do my workout, then it's back to work for a little bit. And then we normally break midday. And so I'll have my meal then. So I cook just about everything. I sure do. Look, this is the day in life y'all didn't know that y'all needed, because I'm letting you know, because I work remotely. So I'm blessed to work remotely. So I have, some freedoms that I definitely take advantage of. So I cook my meal, then I go back to the contract and finish up the day. And then next, when that's over, it's all about Right Way Consulting. So depending on the day, I either go directly into prospecting, and that's looking for new business, because I made a huge mistake of thinking the business would come to me. It does not. You have to go to it and go for it. So I've been trying to forge some good connections on LinkedIn, so maybe I can assist their audience and they can assist mine, or we may have some intersectionality with our clientele and the people that we serve. So basically prospecting is doing just that. It's trying to align with people whose problems I can solve with my services. So I do that for a couple of hours, and then if I have a client meeting like I did today, I will take that client meeting. So essentially, I am a mentor for a younger ghostwriter, because I'm going to keep it 100% with you. The reason why I do that is that this is the most gatekeeping industry I've ever worked in. And I've worked in a bunch of different industries before I decided to become a ghostwriter. But I think maybe 3% of the individuals who work in the writing and editing and publishing industry look like me. And so that's why I do what I do, because I want to help men and women who look like me to get in positions so they don't have to, be in this silly game that people play in this industry. They'll say, well, I can't really have you work or write a book for one of my clients because you don't have experience. Okay. But in order to get a job, you've got to have the experience. But in order to get experience, you have to have the job. So it's kind of like a chicken, egg sort of hatch sort of situation that I just think is just utterly ridiculous. And people, take pride in, because once you're in, you're in. That's what they kind of say. And so when it comes to my mentoring and coaching, I want to make sure that every single ghostwriter that I mentor and coach is aware of these obstacles, how to handle it, and then successfully create something on their own, so they don't have to wait on people hand and foot to put them on. You can put yourself on. And so for instance, today I had a meeting in which I coached my mentee. She's working on a project that I aligned her with a client whose book that she's writing. So what that entails is she'll present me the part or portion that she's written before she gives to the client, so I can make sure this is tight. And she's doing exceptionally well, so I don't have much coaching to do, but I just really like being the voice of mentorship that I wish I would have had when I first started, and I still don't have to this day. I did everything out the paint for myself. So anyway, so getting back to my day, we met for like an hour, had a really good call, and then for every time that we meet, I always send her the transcript and the video, so I'll be doing that as well. The second part of my day, the next part of my day, certainly not the second, is what I'm doing now. I set an intention for 2025 to get in front of this camera and to make content. I'm not the biggest content person. Like sometimes I feel like when I look at these videos, I'm like, girl, what were you saying? But I still do them anyway, because my hope is if I can reach just one person who has or shares the dream that I have of becoming a professional writer, and you can actually do that based on the information I've given you, I'm complete. So that's why I come in front of this camera every single week without fail, unless I'm not feeling well or I'm traveling or something, and then I'll notify you all. I'll make a post in the community section of YouTube and let you know. But that's why I'm here, just to help, because I promise I wish I would have had the videos that I make. I wish I would have had them when I first started. Because when you see faces that don't look like yours talking about this, they make it seem like it's easy. Oh, you just send your query letters and you do this. Really? Really, Sharon? Is that what we do? No, it's a whole I made myself laugh. Excuse me. I'm getting over that thing from last week, like I told you. But anyway, but it's a whole different process to really get the ball rolling. So that's why I do what I do. So after I'm done with coaching, I take a moment. And normally I go for my evening walk. Today I didn't because I went a little bit earlier. I went for a run early in the day. And so I always like to kind of cap my day before I begin prospecting. I like to put breaks within my day, because what happened was I kind of was sedentary last year in 2024, and I gained some weight. And I was like, oh no. So if at least once an hour, I try to get up and do some squats, or I'll walk around the house. I'll do a load of laundry, something that just gets my body moving, because I do not want to become, so accustomed to sitting behind a desk. So I'll do my evening walk. And then when that's done, I come back in and I prospect. I'm trying to get some new clients, like I mentioned earlier, about being on LinkedIn, but just making those connections, because when you're doing something, a service like this, you've got to get your client. I mean, they're not, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to come to you. They can, but that's very far and few between. If you want to eat, you need to make sure your clients are coming in. Then after that, I'm scrolling on TikTok. I'm not going to hold you. I love it. I scroll on TikTok and see what they have going on. I'm so disappointed that they started and then stopped and then started back again. That just irritated me. So I had to have a new username, and I really liked my old one better. But anyway, neither here nor there. But I scroll on TikTok and I understand what's going on, because they have a lot of videos from the international media outlets, and I like to listen to them. And also it helps shape me being a better writer, to be informed. I've got to be informed, because I need to, though I'm not a journalist per se, I'm still kind of in a media related field. It's good for me to know different things so I can use them as references in my work as needed. And that brings me to another very vital point of what I do every single day as a writer. I read and write. So if it's just a journal entry in terms of writing, I make sure I pick up an actual pen and I physically write. And the reason for that is because there's a synergy between the brain and the hand, like when you're writing different things and you just kind of let your thoughts flow, kind of like how I'm doing in this video. But if you just do it with a pen, oh gosh, it's the most cathartic, most beautiful thing when you do it, because it really helps you explore places that you don't even know are lurking in your subconscious mind. So I've gotten business ideas from that. I've gotten content ideas from that. So I just let the pen flow. We used to do it in grad school. It was called stream of consciousness writing. So I do that at least one time a day, and I put it in my Remarkable, the paper tablet. If you all want to see me do a video about a Remarkable, let me know. It has definitely helped my career as a writer, and I love it. Another thing that I do is I always listen to other content, whether it's good, bad, or whatever. I listen to other written content by way of an audiobook. And if I'm so inclined, I'll read along as it's playing. I think I mentioned that in 2 videos ago. But I like to see the written word and also hear it at the same time. There used to be a time when I first began my career where I couldn't listen to other content while I was writing someone else's thing, because it would just I didn't want my brain to be influenced by what I heard and put it in their work, because that's something I do not want to ever be accused of being a plagiarist, on someone who's plagiarizing some work. So I'm like, but now I've gotten over that, and it really helps me. When I hear good content or even bad content, I'm kind of thinking in my mind how it could have been better, and it helps sharpen my skill by listening to some fallacies within what they've created. So that's really essential to the development of what it is that I do, writing physically and also listening and reading. Then that's really about it. I try to get to bed around 10:30ish, but I really go to sleep probably around 11:30, and then I do the same thing the next day. I love this life. It's one that I'm blessed to have. It's a beautiful journey and beautiful struggle, but it is the day in the life that I've created and I have curated, and I am just happy to be here. And if you all have any questions about anything that I share in the video, or if you want to talk about working on your own ghostwriting career, definitely go to www.rightwayconsulting.net and hit me up. Just fill out an inquiry form, and then you and I will connect, within 24 hours. and then I'll be happy to assist you. Or if you're already working on your book and you feel stuck, or if you want to start working on your thought leadership book, nonfiction, I do not do fiction titles at this time, then definitely you can contact me as well on www.rightwayconsulting.net. I will see you in the next upload. Have a good night.